Well, over the past 24 hours, our newsroom has received hundreds of calls from viewers about being left in the dark since early Monday morning. Maybe this is something you've experienced watching right now. KXAN's DuPree got the chance to speak with the CEO of ERCOT earlier today about these outages.
Bill Magness, thank you so much for joining me. We do appreciate that.
Glad to be here, Will. Thank you.
We saw a tweet earlier from ERCOT regarding the Senior Director of System Operations who said the number of controlled outages we have to do remains high. What's the update with that?
The update is that as we continue to manage the bitter cold, the historic storm we're seeing, we are trying to get people's power back on as quickly as possible. But in order to do that, we need to be able to safely manage the balance of the supply and demand on the grid. ERCOT's fundamental job is to maintain that supply and demand so we don't have catastrophic collapses of the system and blackouts. And as hard as these outages are, they avoid a much more catastrophic situation. So we're trying as quickly as we safely can to reinstate people's power as we get more and more of the power supply on the system to match the demand from folks. And that's going to be our number one job, and is going to be until we get this completely resolved.
A big question that people have is, when will ERCOT allow local utilities to turn the power back on?
Well, we asked the local utilities to reduce the amount of power they use in order to keep the overall system in Texas operating safely. So each utility, like Austin Energy, has a proportion of the reduction in the use of power we need to do to maintain that safety balance. So we are telling each of the utilities in Austin and everywhere else that as soon as we can reinstate certain amounts of megawatts, certain amounts of usage, then they go out and take care of that within their communities. They have plans for how those outages are managed within their communities. We just tell them the amount we need from an engineering, from a grid perspective, and they manage the local plan and how it's undertaken.
Can you give people an understanding of why this issue is the way it is at this point? I think there's been a lot of information shared out there, but it might be best to hear it from you to explain in the simplest terms why we are having to have these controlled outages and why there is a shortage on power when this winter storm is hitting.
Sure. Well, as I said, supply and demand are the two key elements. And with electricity, you can't really store a whole lot of electricity. You've got to make it and use it at the same time. And the physics of it dictate that you have the supply and demand at a certain frequency. And if you get too far out of balance, you can have the system, wires burn, you have catastrophic failures. And that's what's our job to avoid, to deliver power safely and reliably without that kind of issue. So when we've seen this historic weather that's driven temperatures into single digits, freezing rain, snow from, Dalhart to Brownsville, all over Texas, we've seen extraordinary demands on the electric system, almost as high as the demands on the electric system in a Texas summer. And we've never seen a winter storm, a winter event anywhere close to that. So we're seeing an extraordinary demand. And then on the supply side, that same storm has caused a lot of challenges for the people who make the power. Wind turbines can freeze off in the freezing rain or precipitation. Solar can, not work well when it's covered in snow or when there's cloud cover. And then natural gas plants and other kinds of coal plants can have breakdowns that are associated with the high winds and the cold that comes in from an extreme event like this. So it challenged both the supply side and the demand side. There is enough power supply in Texas to serve, all the people here, as we saw in the hot Texas summers. But it's that combination of extraordinary demand and then challenges posed by the very same weather to getting power to people. And so we're working with those folks who make the supply, the generators, to get that power on as fast as they possibly can, so that we don't have to continue to ask them to do outages to reduce the demand to keep the system at balance.
A lot of people are upset. I'm sure that's not news to you. We have had dozens of phone calls pretty much every minute, if not every hour, coming into our newsroom. So would you do anything differently if you had to do it all over again?
We need to keep power flowing safely and effectively. And when we saw, particularly Sunday night as the storm blew in, the operators at ERCOT are thinking about that safety and that margin for safety all the time. We would not have asked for any customer to have to be without power, particularly in this terrible cold situation, unless we needed to manage the overall security of the electric grid. So when we first asked for those outages to happen, that was paramount and remains so. And we want to have more customers have power available to them as soon as we can get to a situation where we can safely balance supply and demand and move forward. And I'm extremely sympathetic. I've been working out here in our control center since I guess I got out here Sunday. I live in Austin, and my family's had, my wife and kid have had their power turned off now since Sunday night. So certainly experiencing that personally, and know it's extremely difficult for folks, and we're very sympathetic to that and want to get it back on as quickly as we can.
Unfortunately, we're seeing forecasted that another round of winter weather is potentially going to hit later tonight and tomorrow. What more can ERCOT do to anticipate this another round of wintry weather?
Well, we see that in our forecast as well, and we have weather forecasters on staff and are constantly looking at that because it's such a big part of how you manage electricity. So we knew that's coming. And certainly, you know, a continued winter storm can produce some challenges, but we're seeing some opportunities to get more customers back on, really dependent on, you know, the generating units that had challenges over the last week. If they're able to fix those problems, and for example, if some of the, you know, the wind turbines, for example, and the solar, we're getting more power out of, like we certainly did yesterday with solar, with the sun coming out, those are going to give us more opportunities to get more power on the system, and the more power we get on the system, the more customers we can bring back to full service.
What assurances can you provide to customers out there today, all throughout Texas, really?
Well, the assurance I can provide is that what we're doing at ERCOT is to manage a system so that it will be safe and reliable, not just today, not just in this storm, but all the time. And you know, it's very difficult when you have to take steps to manage electricity that interfere with people's daily lives. And we know that usage of electricity is essential to life. That's the business we're in. Providing power to people reliably is a business we're in. And we are not going to you know, stop on this or do anything else until we can get those systems back on. And I know the people who run the generating plants operate exactly the same way. That's their business, and that's their mission as well. So they're working as hard as they can out in the weather to get those plants back on so we get the supply back where it ought to be.
And since this interview, ERCOT confirms they've told local utilities to restore power to 400,000 households in our area.